The big story now is the bill that is in the Senate about funding the Department of Homeland Security. It's passed the House, and the Senate is ready to vote on it. And what we want to do, what the Republicans want to do, is fully fund the Department of Homeland Security. Pretty much everything they've asked for, fund all the departments, everything except for funding Obama's executive amnesty, and it ties to this the ruling that just happened yesterday. We want to fund everything except for executive amnesty. The Democrats have been filibustering. Is that the right way to say it? Filibustering in the Senate because they want a clean bill. That's apparently the new buzzword. They want a clean bill. They want us to just fund everything and not play politics with whatever. So they're getting on that messaging, and we're within a few days of the Department of Homeland Security running out of money and going unfunded. So shut down the government. The Republicans want to shut down the government. But actually, that's not the way the messaging should be. I mean, this is one of those deals where when we didn't control the Senate, we lost the messaging wars. And now that we control the Senate, we're going to lose the messaging wars? The problem isn't who controls the Senate. The problem is that we keep losing the messaging wars.
Well, yeah, but again, we have to realize what we're up against here. We have to realize that it's not just it's as you said, it's not just a question of who has the Senate, who has the House. It also has to do with the fact that the media is still on the left's side, and they are going to play this exactly the same way that they played the last shutdown, or
Right.
semi-pseudo shutdown, where they were making, they put up barricades around monuments that weren't even, we didn't have anyone there normally to prevent people from hanging on them or whatever. They made it look, they shut everything off just as a show to make us look even worse, somehow, to the general public over these things. They are masters of using their media ties to act as a force multiplier against anything that we put out.
One of the things that I saw just today on this, on the DHS funding, was from a messaging standpoint, how I saw these two articles at the exact same time. Okay, not exact same time, but right next to each other, and it was from two different sources. And one is a source that I looked at and I said, no wonder I find this information at this website to be so helpful to me. They provide a good amount of information from a perspective that perhaps I hadn't read it before, and they're providing me with the ammunition I need to continue my advocacy work, and that's the Daily Signal. They wrote an article, and the title of the article is Senate Democrats Choosing Illegal Immigrants Over Border Patrol Agents. That's the headline. And the picture is of Harry Reid, with the patch over his eye, beaten, and creepy-looking Chuck Schumer in the background. So it's a picture that's scary Democrats, and the headline is Senate Democrats are choosing illegal immigrants over Border Patrol agents. And he goes on to clarify that with the amnesty, illegals will get $24,000, and by holding this thing up, the Democrats are robbing the Border Patrol agents of their paychecks so that they can give illegal immigrants a $24,000 check. That's the way to frame this. That may not be the only way to frame it, but that's a good way. It's a good step in the right direction for how we can talk about it. And they put this article together in a way that if you just click and share it on social media, what's going to be shown is that headline and the creepy picture of Harry Reid and Chuck Schumer, and that's the way to do it. That's the way to share this story. And the contrast was over at Hot Air with an article that just says, poll, GOP is losing the messaging war over DHS funding. And then it goes on and gives you the stats about the poll and how it's not surprising at all, but the GOP is losing and we're bad people and the messaging is bad and the public is going to hate us if the thing is shut down. And it's very doom and gloom, but it's fact-based, but it's nothing that if you share this Hot Air story, you're going to demoralize your own side and you're not going to help anyone. She went on to then say, not only can we not kill our way out of this problem with ISIS, the reason they chopped the heads off of the 21 Coptic Christians in Libya that they kidnapped from Egypt and took over to Libya to behead, it was just because they don't have jobs and they probably don't have welfare
Who took
programs.
their gerbs?
Yeah,
Who took their gerbs?